You're in theorem in high school, but you don't know how to do a mortgage or your taxes. And so it was kind of like, well, do you have those life skills?
Yeah.
And then it was a great collaboration process with everybody. Everyone had different ideas, and it kind of morphed into the social experiment about how life skills have changed, you know?
Yeah.
Something they might have used all the time, we don't use so much anymore, and vice versa, you know? The baby boomer generation, they might not be equipped for this technological world we live in right
and it's
now.
always advancing, so how can you keep up, right?
I can't even keep
I
up.
can't keep
I
up
don't know what
either.
I'm
I
doing.
don't know anything that some of the kids know.
Is there anything that surprised you during this process of doing the story, or anything that you learned that, you know, just kind of, whoa, I didn't know?
You know, I really liked finding out that there was this gray area where, you know, a lot of people, some people do know a lot about the past, and they do know who Doris Day is, and you know, but vice versa. You know, you'll see. I asked some of the baby boomers to do something, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I do it all the time." And it was like,
Like
okay,
it's nothing, right?
Yeah.
cool. You know,
I mean, well, because it's something I think people use a lot, like using GPS on your phone.
Yes.
Just trying to get around. I think that's probably a skill that we have to know now.
Yeah, it was funny to see that kind of juxtaposition between like, you know, then and now. You know.
Yeah.
Well, it's true with something
Google
like
Maps.
school focuses on one thing, but it doesn't focus on like paying the bills, doing, you know, fixing your car, stuff that you need to know.
Taxes.
Yeah,
I still don't know how to do
taxes.
taxes.
No.
Yeah.
Because we're never taught that.
Yeah, no, I was like, you know, I was going through questions to ask people. I'm like, you know, I don't know a lot of this stuff. I don't know what a mortgage is. I'm glad I rent an apartment because who knows what's going to
And
happen.
what's crazy
I know,
is
right?
what you learn, how you learn is by going through it yourself.
That's true. You learn as
Thank you.
going.
Yeah. Thank you, Sydney, for being here.
Thank
we are
you.
about to show her special story right now. Here is Mind the Gap.
What's something that you think the younger generation, they just don't understand? What do you think they're missing?
They have so many advantages.
Not communicating with each other. They're always busy on their phones. We are always busy on our phones and not communicating. Somebody's just right across from you.
No face contact. Walking down the street, looking at a trip and fall, and it's ridiculous.
What do you think one thing that our generation has that maybe older generations don't get it, but it's important?
We're a little bit more accepting.
It's like that the world is literally at your fingertips. That's crazy. I was in class and they were talking about how if you wanted to know something, you had to go to the library and look up, you know, Encyclopedia Britannica. You know, you had to like search through the books and everything. But nowadays you can just literally Google something, thousands of results right there.
Information is so much more available now. Something that I think we as a younger generation have taken a little for granted, but like the older generation will, you know, they kind of struggle with that.
One at a time, if I could have you flip them over and tell me what you think, if you have any idea of who they are.
Gosh, no.
From Greece, right?
No.
No.
That was Olivia
like
Newton-John.
In the song, like
Oh, yes.
Doris Day.
I don't know who that is either.
I think I probably have seen this person, you know, on like commercials.
Ron Paul or
That's super close. Oh, RuPaul.
RuPaul.
Audrey Hepburn, I'm gonna guess.
That's Hedy Lamarr. Apparently, she was not only an actress, but she invented Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and everything.
What? That's crazy. No, I wish I knew her though.
No. No. Do not know that person.
Would you believe me if I told you that he wanted to be a country artist and decided to get his start in rap first?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, he has a skull, I mean a cow skull, so all right.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Have you ever taken a selfie with a filter?
Oh, like with the rabbit ears and all that sort of stuff. We don't have Hercules or somebody?
I'll take one that is so definitely not true. How about that?
I think they're a lot of fun. My grandchildren use them a lot.
What's that in front of you?
Oh, they 3D printed the Compass app. Is that what they did? Wow. Okay, it's a compass. It's a compass.
Have you ever used a compass before?
Once. My biological dad and I He's a big like survival person.
I've never had to actually use one, and that's kind of sad if I ever get lost.
Can you find north for me?
Okay, sure.
Am I holding it right? Is that?
All right, north is that direction.
North is that way. that way. That's what the compass is saying. That's pointing that way, yeah.
How sure are you?
I'm so sure.
What's something that you think our generation is missing? What do you think we could learn from the older generations?
They had more skills-based things, which are definitely useful, and I would encourage my generation, you know, hey, pick up these skills, right?
Taking the time to learn how to do something with your hands is really important, because I think my grandpa, like, he would do everything, and he was blind. So he would mow the yard, he would like fix his car, like, and I think that's pretty great. Something that I think we could all use a little more of.
They've obviously lived through it, so they have some knowledge on it, right? So I think that we should definitely take some more of their advice.
You said they have a lot of advantages. What's something just important that they have that you wish you had?
Oh, just this altruistic desire, the desire to give, to volunteer. I mean, I'm really impressed with them.
I like that they're just so quick to absorb and not be afraid of trying. Like I would be not afraid, but I'm kind of hesitant on when something new comes. Like, oh, how am I going to learn this?
You know, you hear a lot of older people like, oh, these millennials or these Gen Zers are screwing up stuff. We're not just, you know, mindless drones who are all on our cell phones.
They're just quick, you know, and that's what's wonderful, that they're so smart.
I just feel like both generations need to have a conversation with each other.